Welcome back to The Explainer. So, you're tired of trading your time for money, right? Today, we're enthusiastically diving into the definitive playbook for creating, pricing, and actually selling your digital products. Whether you're an educator, a coach, an artist, or just a straight-up niche expert, the digital economy has totally flipped how we monetize our knowledge. We're going to unpack the nuts and bolts of turning your specific expertise into a scalable digital asset that genuinely sells. Let's just bust a massive myth right out of the gate. Do you really need hundreds of thousands of followers to make a decent living online? No way. Absolutely not. You do not need a massive passive audience. What you actually need is a targeted one. Think about it. Even 1,000 highly engaged followers can generate consistent, reliable revenue as long as you're solving a very specific problem for them. It's all about the depth of your connection and relevance, not just sheer volume. All right, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll cover monetizing as a creator, profitable digital product types, the 5-step sales process, avoiding common creator mistakes, and finally, choosing your sales platform. Let's jump right into section 1, monetizing as a creator. Okay, so what does it actually take to turn your expertise into a scalable digital asset? Selling as a creator today basically means you're monetizing your expertise, your creativity, and the trust you've built with your audience by offering scalable digital assets instead of physical goods. The absolute beauty of this model is the scalability. I mean, once you create an ebook, a course, or a template, it can be sold over and over again with practically zero additional cost to you. But, and this is a big but, to sell these successfully, you've got to perfectly align 3 crucial elements: your audience's intent, your product's usefulness, and your distribution strategy. If you miss even one of these, like say you have incredible distribution but the product just isn't useful, you're going to see flat sales, no matter how much traffic you drive. But man, when you hit that sweet spot of intent, usefulness, and distribution, absolute magic happens. Get this. Creators who combine strong niche positioning with a crystal clear value proposition see up to 3 to 5 times higher conversion rates than folks just pushing out generic content. 3 to 5 times. When you get ultra specific, your buyers aren't just purchasing a file to download, right? They're investing in a tangible outcome. They want to learn a skill, solve an immediate headache, or just get some of their valuable time back. Moving on to section 2, profitable digital product types. Look, the most successful creators don't just throw spaghetti at the wall to guess what to make. They match the format directly to their audience's consumption habits. If you're a coach or a niche expert, ebooks and guides are fantastic starting points. Looking to build strong perceived authority and command a higher price point? Well, video courses are definitely your best bet there. And have you ever bought a template just because you were completely exhausted and didn't want to build a spreadsheet from scratch? Yep, we've all been there. That is the exact power of fast-selling templates and toolkits for busy professionals. Memberships are amazing for that sweet recurring revenue, and audio content is perfect for podcasts or exclusive drops. But here is the golden rule you absolutely need to remember. Start your brainstorming by looking at the repetitive questions your audience is already asking you. All right, section 3, the 5-step sales process. So having a killer product idea is great, but it's really only half the battle. Now we need execution. Let's move through this sequentially because honestly, skipping a step here is where most people totally derail. Step 1, validate demand. Test your idea with free content first. Post about it, talk about it in your newsletter. High engagement usually equals high buying intent. Step 2, create your MVP, or minimum viable product. Please do not spend 6 months overbuilding a massive course in secret. Just launch a simple version, get some real-world feedback, and iterate. Step 3 is building a landing page focused squarely on the specific outcomes your buyer is going to achieve. Step 4, drive traffic using a solid mix of organic content and paid ads. And finally, step 5, track your metrics so you can constantly convert and optimize that funnel. Now, when it comes to pricing within that sales process, we really need a massive mindset shift. You've got to stop pricing based on effort. Meaning, don't just calculate the hours it took you to physically push that boulder up the hill. Instead, price based on the diamond. You are charging for the transformation and the outcome your product delivers to the buyer. In practice, a mid-tier price that's rooted in a clear transformation is actually going to convert much better than cheap, low pricing paired with weak messaging. Why? Because cheap often implies low quality to buyers, especially in highly specific niche markets. Which brings us to section 4, avoiding common creator mistakes. Even with a top-notch playbook, the road to monetization definitely has some potholes. These are the classic mistakes, and the good news is they're entirely avoidable. We already touched on the dangers of creating before validating demand and underpricing your work, but also targeting way too broad of an audience just dilutes your message.
And having weak landing page copy with no clear outcome, that absolutely kills conversions. Let's really focus on the biggest trap, though, which is ignoring email marketing. Relying solely on social media algorithms is just a massive risk. Email is absolutely essential. You need it to own your audience, to communicate directly without some algorithm getting in the way, and to secure much higher lifetime retention.
There's a great principle to keep in mind here. Clarity and specificity influence buying decisions way more than price. A well-positioned product often outsells cheaper alternatives. This perfectly captures our whole value over volume narrative. Customers tell us over and over again that clarity and specificity are what actually drive them to pull out their credit cards. Your customers are investing in a specific outcome. If you position your product clearly as the exact, no-brainer solution to their exact problem, you are going to win. Now for Section 5, choosing your sales platform. You know, where you sell matters just as much as what you sell. Why? Because the platform you choose dictates your pricing flexibility, your audience ownership, and your scalability. And yeah, every platform has a trade-off. Relying purely on a marketplace like Gumroad makes for a super easy setup, but it severely limits your branding and you don't truly own that customer relationship. Course platforms like Teachable are great for structure, but they can feel a bit isolated. Self-hosting your own website? Sure, that gives you full control and better margins, but let's be honest, the tech headaches and constant plugin updates can quickly drain your soul. This is exactly why integrated creator platforms are fast becoming the gold standard. Let's put some real data behind this choice. Creators who utilize owned platforms, meaning they actually have dedicated email integrations and their own landing pages, see a massive 42% higher lifetime customer value compared to those selling solely on third-party marketplaces. 42%! This is exactly why you shouldn't just rent space on a marketplace. Owning your platform is quite literally a direct multiplier to your income. When you control the environment, you completely control the customer journey. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 6, the EarnOn advantage. All this data leads us directly to the ultimate solution for keeping that lifetime value right where it belongs, in your own pocket. Let's look at how you can practically apply all of this using EarnOn's Learning Connect. With this tool, the usual friction of selling digital products just completely disappears. You don't need a separate, super expensive course platform. You don't need a clunky third-party ebook delivery tool. I mean, what a relief, right? You simply organize your digital assets, like your ebooks, your courses, and your templates, as premium pay-per-view unlocks, right inside one dedicated channel. It's this beautiful, seamless experience where fans pay directly for exactly the content they want to unlock. And the best part? You keep the majority of every single sale. Well, thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer. Now that you've got the complete playbook in your hands, the path forward is pretty clear. You know exactly how to validate your ideas, how to price based on true value, and how to choose the right platform to scale your business. So, the only question left for you is, are you ready to stop giving away a third of your revenue, step up, and start building your digital empire on your own terms?